Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Morning, Jamie. Morning, Faisal. Hello, hello, hello. Right. We are carrying on with our lovely little Dalmatian dog that needs a name, Jamie. Needs a name. So, did everyone have a good weekend? I just need a little hint more of different kind of orange. Probably this one. I was just using the terracotta, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this dark cadmium orange just to lighten up some of it. It was cold but good. Oh, it was so on the Sunday. It was so nice because the rain stopped, and managed to take my brother out and about on the Sunday morning. See, that's a little bit better with the orange. Okay. How's the fireworks? Well, it was strange because in the 2 weeks running up to fireworks night, we had fireworks quite a lot, apart from when Storm Kieran was doing its thing and was, chucking it down all the time. So we didn't really get too many. And then last night, we had some, and strangely Rosie and Mango didn't even pay that much attention. It was weird because before, they start getting all kind of nervous and sort of, a little bit shaky and trembly and oh my goodness, what's going on? And so that was quite nice that they weren't getting too upset by it. So I'm hoping that was the end of it. I'm hoping there's no more fireworks. But there's always someone, isn't there? There's always someone that doesn't have their fireworks on fireworks night, and so they have it after. And really sort of upset your animals. I'm just using this walnut brown now just to sort of emphasize the edge of the iris, but I need it to be sharper. But it was good on the Sunday morning because, like I said, it rained all day Saturday. I did not get to take my brother out anywhere. I couldn't even take him to like the local shopping area so he could have a look around the shops because it wasn't indoors. It was it's a high street, and we don't have like what Americans would call a mall. And so we couldn't even do that. And so that was a little bit annoying that yet again he'd come down for a visit and he couldn't get to see anything. So on the Sunday morning I took him out, and just trying to think how to say this. Okay, so I took him out to an area where I knew there was a few items of interest, shall we say, that I could show him, but it was also a place where I frequently used to walk Rosie and Mango. And I always knew that in this particular area there is a gentleman that walks his dogs, and I wanted Brian to meet them. And I had no idea if they still went there. This was like a one-off shot, because Brian is a guy, he likes big, strong, tough-looking dogs, like status dogs, like your bulldog, your Rottweiler, you know, all those sorts of dogs. He likes those. And this guy, who I used to meet before, he has Great Danes and bulldogs, and he has like this massive pack, like 7 or 8 dogs. And most people, I would notice when we were out walking the dogs, would avoid him because they were like, you know, there were all these big, scary looking dogs, and the guy walking them had, you know, a tattooed face and everything, and he pretty much kept himself to himself. But I would always sort of speak to him and say hello. And I wanted Brian to meet him because I thought it would be, he'd love seeing all these dogs. And we timed it right. He was there, and he was just sort of heading back to the car park with his dogs, and got these massive Great Danes, and a couple of them were puppies, but the puppies were bigger than Rosie, and they were like, oh, we're trying to get these 2 girls, we're trying to get them new homes, so they're only £1,600 each. And I was like, I haven't got room for a Great Dane, thank you very much. And she was like, oh, you don't need to have room. She says, I've got a small bungalow and I've got 5 of them in mine. And I was like, well, that's great for you, but I'm not having a Great Dane, thank you. I don't have room for another big dog. But we gave these puppies cuddles, and I think Brian really enjoyed seeing these massive dogs, and I got to show him around the few little areas of interest on this Sunday morning, because it was the only dry weather that we had and the only time that we had. So yeah. And then he left about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a roast dinner midday on a Sunday, just the way you meant to. And then he drove home. And Nick and I hopped onto Valorant straight away, because we were like, we'd not played for like 2 days. It was really bad. It was like 2 addicts that hadn't had a hit for 2 days. Yeah, 5 Great Danes in a bungalow. Yeah. I was like, wow. You know, I mean, some people are happy to have lots of big dogs around them despite the size of their property. And I know they take their dogs out and give them really good exercise because they're out all the time, but I wouldn't be able to do it. And I've said to the kids and Nick on multiple occasions, oh, I'm sorry, it keeps going blurry. Focus on the eyes. Look into the eyes, not around the eyes. Look into the eyes. Come on, camera. I've said to Nick on numerous occasions that see, it's not even going to focus up close. There we go. Really up close. Look at that. I'm going to try and hold its focus now. Do you feel like you're being hypnotized, people? Woo, woo. I've said to him on numerous occasions that this Rosie's going to be our last big dog. That after Rosie's gone, there won't be any more big dogs. We'll just have little Yorkies. More mangoes. Hayley, good morning. How are you? Because we figure like Rosie is 4 right now. So let's say she lives another 8 years. I will be coming up to 60. And I don't want to have to take on another big dog as I get into my golden years. I mean, I have to think about these. I will always have dogs and I will always have cats, but I don't think that I want to have like a big dog pulling me along the street or yanking my arm out of its socket because it wants to go chase a squirrel like Rosie did on the Sunday morning. I took her out for a walk and she tried to chase squirrels, and oh, my arm felt so bad because she was literally just trotting along and she must have seen it before I saw it, and then she was just suddenly, I was just pulled off to one side and my arm hurt for the rest of the day. So Mango is living forever, yeah. But the other thing is I want to have a Yorkie Terrier because they are such full of character and they don't shed. They don't shed fur because they have hair, they don't have fur. And that's why they're also good for people who are allergic to dog fur. So Yorkshire Terriers are really good for that. But I just want a little dog, just a little one. You don't want to be at work. Oh, yeah, I get that. There were many days I did not want to be at work, and you just have to push through. Right, okay, so I'm going to try and get a bit of fur around these eyes a bit more. So I'm going to use this cold grey one. I'm going to try and go up to this head, I think. Just having a look here at this. I appreciate this might be hard for you to see on the cold grey one on the camera. Why we do this head, because it's quite a large expanse of white. I'm going to go across to about this middle bit. I mean, the other thing about Great Danes as well, I mean, sometimes, I mean, this is probably TMI, so apologies, but when you have to pick up after your dog, excuse me, when you're out and about on walks, I mean, sometimes, Rosie's a sizable dog, and that's more than enough to pick up. Right, that is more than enough to pick up. I can't even imagine the size of a Great Dane's business, because we use like little nappy sacks. We don't actually use dog poo bags because they don't have little they don't always have the tie handles, but if you get the nappy sacks, they're centered, so you can pick it up really easily, tie it so that you're carrying it around with you before you find a bin, and it's scented, so it takes away some of the smell while you're having to carry a bag of poop around with you. This is jolly talk, isn't it, for a Monday morning? Exactly. Exactly, Jamie. These art streams have officially had more poo-related stories than artwork. Right, so I'm just looking at... Okay, so this fur comes out over here, and this slowly goes up to here. I'm sort of... If I just put in tracking lines like that, then I know which way I'm going. So how was everyone else this weekend? Let's move away from dog poo and size of dog poo. Let's move into what you guys were doing at the weekend. How was your visit with your friends, Faisal? How was that? Was that fun? I'm just going to take away this. Let's take away this line at the top. Calming a scared dog. You're calming a scared dog now? Is that what you mean? I think it's the hardest thing sometimes when you're trying to calm one that's scared from fireworks, whatever. Hate fireworks on Saturday and Sunday night, yeah. When we had Daisy, Daisy would hide behind the couch and she would shiver and shake. Like her whole body would tremble. The cats would hide under the stairs. I mean, you do what you can. You know, put those calming blankets on them, or try and give them a cuddle, or speak soothingly to them, and just try and make them feel okay. And sometimes nothing seems to work. I've never given those. They were meant to be like calming, almost like aromatherapy that you can buy. Some people swear by that CBD oil for dogs. I mean, we've never tried that, I must admit. Right, I just need to bring this over here. Okay. don't know why, but every time I wear these headphones, I get an itch in my left ear. I thought I'd just check, just to make sure that it's not like a random hair there or something. Right, okay. Do I do the whole top of this head and then put in the shading? I think so. I would do that. So still using this this cold grey one. It's very much like an ice white. I can see it on the paper, you can't. Not through the screen, just looking at it, I can't see that you can see it, but I promise you it's there though. Right, just thinking how this fur comes over here. This is just giving me a base layer. And I can do such a large area of it because there's literally no markings on this part of the dog, apart from a little bit of shading. Right, I'm going to get the, that's warm grey 2, warm grey 1. Jamie, did you hear back from that thing you went to last week? Have you had a yes or a no? Becca didn't say. I'm just going to try and drag this shadow down from the top now. Bearing in mind the direction of the fur. So I'll just try and show you a little bit up close. That's just putting in that little shadow that's just at the top of the dog's head. So I'm just working on that area at the moment. I appreciate it, it's hard to see. I tell you what though, from going from a house where we don't normally watch the TV and then having a guest come and stay in your house that watches the TV a lot, he watched an awful lot of fishing programs. He would put YouTube on and we watched an awful lot of something called smash fishing, which I'd never heard of. That was on a lot. There was an awful lot of fishing programs on. I learned more about fish and catching lobsters and all of that while Brian was here. Deadliest Catch and what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was called. Oh, it's gone blurry again. Focus on the eye. It's gonna unfocus again, isn't it? Probably. Yep. Can't help it. Sorry. And yeah. So it was fishing, literally fishing programs all day long. And then in the evening we watched a Vin Diesel. It was a Vin Diesel film, and Bloodshot. It was called Bloodshot, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad a movie. I could kind of guess what was going to happen before it happened. I was sort of predicting who the bad guys were really going to be, and a lot of the dialogue was kind of predictable. But you don't really watch a Vin Diesel film to worry about that kind of thing. You watch it for the action and stuff, and there was plenty of action, so that was alright. You've got Bloodshot on DVD. It's a good film. Yeah, it was. It was a really good film. and I enjoyed it. It passed a couple of hours. I did like the whole scenario about his memories. I won't say too much in case people haven't seen it yet. I don't want to do spoilers. But yeah, not a bad little film. You've watched a lot of Monster Carp, and my dad loves Fishmania. I always used to watch River Monsters. Oh yeah, River Monsters, I remember that. Mortimer, yeah, I was just about to say Mortimer and Whitehouse gone fishing. And didn't Robson Jerome once do like a fishing thing? I feel sure that he did. But this Smash Fishing, I think it was more of a YouTube show, and it was called Smash Fishing because his dog was called Smash. And I need a little bit of pink. So there's a little bit of, I'm just using the beige red here just to add these pink tones that's next to this eye. Okay, don't want too much of that. Right, let's go in with the cold grey again, just over the top of that. I'm just going to go over the areas where I put in the warm grey. I'm just going to go over it again with the cold grey. Just to push the colour a bit further into the paper, to blend those two greys. Because even though I'm trying to create white fur is never truly white. So I'm using these really sort of icy greys with some warm tones, some cold tones. Because obviously I've got white fur against white paper, so I need that to be distinct. Like when I did the Arctic hare, that was a lot of cold greys, a lot of warm greys, a lot of blue as well because of the snow, but we haven't really got any blue tones here, so I'm not using the blue. But also just wanting to sort of smooth this out and create layers, so I can go in with the slice tool later and just add a few highlighted bits of fur that are just sort of catching the light. Okay, we're getting there with that, actually. It's not blurring in, that's good. Nick and I had played our competitive matches on Valorant in the new rank, and we're still lowly Iron 1s and Iron 2s. Which was really sad because the competitive match that we played, we won, and I think I got like 17 kills, and I think Nick got 9, and we played quite well. It was an exciting match, it was a fun match, and we thought that the RR would be kind, and it wasn't. It didn't really give us too much. So we just played a few spike rushes and some swift plays yesterday after Brian left. So let me just see if I can bring that up so you can see some of the shading a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can see it at that angle a bit more. But it is getting there. Right, I need to go in. I'm going to go in with this warm grey 6 because I just want to darken this around the eye. Let me just bring my paper up. Down this way as well. hate it when I break the point on the paper. It's really annoying. I somehow also managed to break both of my bent back both of my thumbnails over the weekend on two completely separate occasions. Oh my god, that makes your eyes water. I don't have long nails because I don't like having long nails. But oh my god, when you do bend them back, right, I'll go in with this, the warm grey actually, just around this eye. And then the cold grey. Try not to pull the dark fur colour into the white too much, but there needs to be a little bit of shadow near it, where you've got those darker pieces of fur against the lighter pieces of fur. There's always going to be a bit of a shadow where they underlay or overlay each other. And back to the warm grey. There's just a little bit of a shadow here. It needs to be highlighted a bit more. It's almost a little bit of an ivory tone here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of ivory. God, it's cold. What sort of temperature have you got where you are then, Jamie? If you're already cold. It's not too bad here. The sun's shining. I don't know what temp we've got. Let's have a look. Morning, Artsman. We have got... It says 11 degrees, but... 11 will be our high. We're currently at 8. Currently at 8. Underlay, arriba, arriba. A little bit of Speedy Gonzales. Do you know, I nearly drew... Oh, a chicken in a shirt. I nearly drew... When I was doing... what's it called? Inktober. And the day that was called Rush, I nearly drew Speedy Gonzales for that, for Rush. We have a deceptive sun. Yeah, we do. We do. The bit of sun that shines on the UK. A chicken in a t-shirt. Okay, so what sort of t-shirt should this chicken be wearing? Let's have him flapping his wings. We'll have the chicken flapping his wings. What sort of t-shirt, guys? Let's have his wattle. That's what it's called, isn't it? A wattle. Or is the wattle the one on the head? I don't know. A white t-shirt. No, I mean, yeah, I know, but sort of like, has it got a logo on it? I feel like it needs to have some sort of logo on it. I know. There you go. KFC. Let's give him some, there we go. Other fast food restaurants are available. There we go. Cute little chicken. Cute little chickadee. Right, okay, so I think I'm just going to put in a little bit of the earth green just here at the top, just to add to that shadow. Just feels like it needs a little, just ever such a slight hint of it. That's better. That's much better, actually. I knew it needed something, I just couldn't work out what it was as I was looking at it, and then I realised I had this colour. So what's everybody doing today? Anything of interest? Or are we all just working? I've done my 1,000 words already today, but I don't feel like I got much of a break from yesterday because I was going to do my 1,000 words every morning, and I got up yesterday morning, and because the weather was so nice, I was like, right, I'm going to take the dog out while I can before the rain sort of starts. And so I took Rosie out, and then when I got back I was like, well, the weather seems to be holding, so I'll take Brian out. So I took Brian out, and then we got back and we had the roast dinner, and which Nick very kindly cooked and was chef's kiss. And then obviously we said goodbye to Brian, and then we leapt on Valo, and we sort of got towards the end of the day, and I suddenly realised that I'd not done my 1,000 words for the day, and if I don't do my words for the day, I feel immense pressure the next day to play catch up and do 2,000, and I knew I did not want to do 2,000, and so I sat writing my words late into the evening, and does that look about right? Yes, it does. And I literally finished them right before I went to bed, and then got up this morning and the first thing I had to do was write 1,000 words. So I just feel like I never really got a decent break there. Sounds like Brian is a dog. What, because I took him for a walk. Took Brian for a walk. He loved his walk in the sun. He met lots of other dogs to play with. But there's always that relief. I mean, it's nice to see family. It's really nice to see family, and I only get to see them like every 4 months or so. But there's always that relief when they leave. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you've played host to someone in your house, it's nice and everything. But you just breathe a huge sigh of relief when they finally go. That's what I'm like anyway. I'm just going to use some of this beige red. Just where this section of the head goes into the ear, there's just a little bit of pink there. So I'm just going to go back in with this cold grey, just because there are certain patches that are bluer. Than others. I think I might actually go over with the white as well, just to sort of lift it slightly. Where is my white? I'm just going to go over this whole section with the white now. And I'm just using this white almost as like a blending pencil to sort of push those two greys together, the pinks, the earth green. Pushes it down into the paper, it helps them all blend, and it just lifts it slightly. It's very hard to see on camera when you're doing white fur. I'll try and take the picture that I put in Discord in a minute. I'll really try and see if I can get the white fur to show up for you, so you can see this distinct line that I've got here and above, that I have actually put colour on the paper. Nice white here. Just put in extra white on the bone structure where the light catches the dog's face. I enjoy doing the white fur. it just doesn't show that very well on camera. That's the only problem with it. This little bit here high on the brow. This little bit just behind the shadow. That just helps lift the shadow slightly. And right before the shadow. Okay. Right, I just want that warm grey just to sort of pull down a bit more. Right, okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if I can get it up close for you to see. No, I still don't think it's showing up very well on the camera, but oh well, we'll see how the photo goes. Am I going to draw 102 of these? No. No, I'm not going to draw 102 of these. Maybe I should draw a picture of Cruella de Vil. How about that? But yeah, so okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it for today then, chat. I'm sorry that white fur isn't as interesting to watch because you can't really see the detail. Well, that's not too bad. That kind of catches that dark bit where I've put in the white fur. But once we get further down and we get in more details like the nose and the ears and the mouth, then it will all get a bit more interesting. So we'll just have to have a bit of patience until then. But thank you for joining me, and I hope you all have a brilliant Monday, and I will see you here tomorrow. So take care everybody and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.